Hi, today friends, we're going to be making a wave in the style of Hokusai. So this is like kind of a quick one day type of project. What we're going to do to start is you're going to need your bigger brush. All right, you all have two brushes. So we're going to have our bigger brush. Now you all have already blue paint, black, green, and white. So just kind of use them with me and do them as I show you. Okay. So here's what's going to happen first. What we're going to do is just use our blue paint and we are going to capture the direction of the wave. So we're going to draw it out first, just like this. So it should come kind of like to the edge of your page, just like mine did. You see, I went off my page a little. I always say it's fine if you guys get a little bit of paint on the table, no big deal. So now I have this and I'm gonna actually paint the whole thing in with my blue that I have here. I'm gonna give it a sweep. I know I'm working faster than you, don't worry about it. You guys take your time, you never have to rush with me. This should be perfect for our 1 day, 1 class period. So you guys take your time. So I'm using my lawnmower strips method that I've shown you before. And I'm just sweeping over. So if you're at home doing this, this lesson's perfect for 3rd grade, upper elementary, or I should say upper primary, beginning of secondary, that type of level. It's good for many different levels, can be modified to be made more difficult, or can be made easier. I've seen this project be done with preschoolers as well, where they're using their fingers to create some of the elements of the wave. We're not going to be using our fingers today. We're using paintbrushes, but just to show you how you can modify if you're doing this at home. There's always a way to modify. Most lessons can be used for a lot of different age groups. All right, I went ahead and I painted it in. All right. Just kind of doing a little second coat. Now, be wary of painting over the same area many times because you could end up breaking your paper, which I don't want to see happen. So if you're doing the lawnmower sweep method, what's going to happen is it's going to dry as you're working, which is really what we want. All right, because your hand is actually fanning it. That's why I kind of prefer this method, and it also ensures that you're not leaving clumps. All right. All right, got my wave. It's gonna dry a little bit translucent, so we probably will go back in and do a second coat, but we're not gonna do it just yet. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. All right, so I'm just kind of squeegeeing off some of the extra paint that was in my brush. All right, next thing I'm gonna do, I have white paint here. I just wanna show you. Up here. I'm not going to actually wash my brush. It has blue on it. That's fine. I want to get some of the blue that's in there. I'm taking a big scoop of white, and what I'm doing, I didn't even mix it on my palette. My brush already has blue in it. Blue is very potent. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint my entire background with this color. So I just keep dipping in the white. Now what is going to happen is it's going to get lighter in some places and it'll be darker in some places. Now, in real life, the sky is like that. It's not all just one blue. That is why I do it this way. So I didn't mix a blue for this first. I just went and used the blue that's on my brush already. This is just a fun way to learn about Hokusai. He's one of my favorite artists. We know that he made the print of the Great Wave. So he looked at Mount Fuji in Japan and painted many different angles of Mount Fuji. So you see, I'm kind of blending as I do this. Get into the blend, have fun with that. I'm scooping in my white again. All right, you see it's coming out lighter here. That's okay. Now I'm going right up to the edge of my wave. What's bound to happen, because I'm working wet here, I'm not really letting things dry, is it's going to end up capturing or getting a little bit of that blue from the wave into the white, which is really what I want. So you see it's lighter here, that's fine. I'm gonna mix that. So we're working pretty quick. So this blend is gonna happen well if you're working fast. So this is kind of a faster project. Doesn't mean messy. Does not mean messy, all right? So we're still being detail oriented. We're still making sure things are coming out nice. Okay, I'm just kind of getting the rest of the blue off my brush there. There we go. I'm just blending it into my background. So I have my background and I have my wave now. So this is kind of like my base. And what's going to happen now is I'm going to begin to add in some of the other colors I have here. So I just want to show you what I have. I have green, I have black, I have more blue. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm not washing my brush. I really don't wash my brush much during this project, okay? So I'm going to take a scoop of blue, a little bit of black, because a little bit goes a long way, and I'll add some green in it. And let's see what I get. It should be like a nice deep turquoise type of color. I know it's hard to see it on the screen, but it's perfect. Okay, maybe it needs a little bit more green in it. It's funny, I just said it's perfect and now I'm changing it. So let's show you. I know it's hard to see on the screen. It's not an exact thing. What I'm doing though is I'm going in and I'm going to start to paint the direction of the wave. So this is all about showing movement. So I'm showing movement by making these little lines. All right, I'm not really like blending it all in. What I'm doing is creating lines instead. Well, these lines, it's very important that they move with your wave. So you're not just going to draw them any old way. You want them to go in the direction of the wave. All right, so that's pretty easy to do. Might be a little bit hard to see. That's okay. All right, here's what I'm going to do now. I'm not washing my brush again. I'm going to scoop in some white and I'm mix it with that same color I just mixed. Now, yours is going to come out quite different than mine, and that's okay. It's going to be like a nice turquoise. I'm going to do the same thing again. Painting lines in here that go with the direction of my wave. So you are very focused on getting that direction down pat and making sure that these dashes, these lines, really go with the direction of your wave. You see that? I know it's a little hard to see on the screen. Okay. All right. I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit more white into this. Same color, just add a little bit more white. I just am playing around with different variations of blues, greens. All right. Just taking a minute here. All right. And maybe I'll mix a little bit more green in there. I can have a little bit more of a green portion to my waves. Just be playful. That's really all I want you guys to do, is just have fun here. It's all about having fun. So your wave's going to be different than mine, and the combination of colors that you use is going to be different than mine. It's possible that the direction of your wave is different than mine. These are all fine. I'm going to come back to my dark blue, and I'm going to go back in with some dark blue areas. So just being super playful, that's all. Allow yourself to be playful in this project, okay? Just get lost in it. Get really nice and lost in making your waves. I'm going to go in my black. Notice I have not washed my brush even once. That's crazy. I know. This is just my way. If you're at home doing this and you really want to wash your brush, come on. Of course, it's okay to do that. Yep. But in my class, we're not going to, because we're experimenting. We're experimenting with what happens if we don't wash our brush. And what happens is you're going to end up getting a little bit more of a blend, which is a really fun and desirable effect to get. All right. So I'm just adding more areas of dark blue. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put maybe a little bit more areas of green, but we're getting actually to the end of this. What I'm going to do is just actually take my brush and I'm going to wipe, kind of scrape it against the edge of this little tray to get out some of the color, right? And what I'm going to do now is dip in my white, and what I could do is just kind of create little dots. This is to show the mist. So I just want to have you watch me first. So I'm going to be putting the mist all around my picture. All around my wave. Doesn't always have to be like a little dot. It can be a dash. It's going to get a little blended. It's okay if it's a little bit 3D. All right, you can also have some of your mist. If you want to continue with the dot thing, it can actually come off of the tip of the wave. You see that? Now I'm going to come in here and make little splooshes and splashes of white to show the movement again. Again, we're working with the direction of the wave. So you want to keep those splashes and splooches in the direction of the wave. So it's really important. It's probably the most important part of this project is that we keep that direction. All right, so if you got anything from this, I really hope you learned about creating movement through your painting. So we're watching for the movement of the wave. All right, I'm adding more and more white around. All right, looking really good. I like it. And what I can do now is I can add some of the white to the sky. All right, I'm gonna need a little bit more white for myself. I'm not washing my brush again. I just wanna wipe my brush against the edge of my little tray here. I like using lunch trays because they end up in the trash anyway, so it's nice to get a second use out of it, right? So I have some nice pure white now. I can kind of go in and work with it in a more pure way. Just playing, again, I'm just kind of playing, being super playful with this, adding more white around. All right, and now what I can do is add some more mist. Okay, and what I can do also is paint some clouds. Now it's possible your background is still wet, so this might blend even a little bit. Again, this is a one-day project, so these will be pretty wet. We're using a good amount of paint right now. I just mixed in one of my little misty things with the cloud I just did. You can change your mind as you go. Like, you always have options to make little changes as you wish. I'm liking how mine is coming out. That's my cloud in the sky. You do your clouds your way. Have fun with it. So it's a one-day fun day. I have a little bit more white left. So I'm big on using the paint I have. If I don't use it, it's going to get wasted. So I'm going to find a way to use it. I don't want to waste it. Just kind of making some little last movements inside of my wave before I declare myself finished. It's okay if some of them are gloopy, gloppy, thick, all different ways. It's fine because they're going to dry and they're going to look really good. Next week when you guys come in, we'll make a little background border for these and we'll probably apply a little bit of Mod Podge and maybe some glitter to get some cool effects with this. So it's not actually really done yet. This is just the major portion of it is now finished. All right. Got a little bit more blue paint. I'm just trying to make sure I'm using all the paint I have so that I'm not wasting. It's just a big deal to me to not waste. I don't know how you guys feel about wasting, but hopefully you're like me and you don't like it. All right, that's it. Call myself finished. I'm happy with it. Hope you're happy with yours. And I'll see you guys next week. So long for now.